Cutting wood. The journey from a towering tree to the finished lumber used in construction, furniture, and countless other applications is a fascinating process of transformation. It begins deep in the forest and ends at the lumberyard, involving heavy machinery, skilled operators, and precise techniques to maximize the yield from every single log. This process, known as sawing or milling, is critical to converting raw timber into the usable boards, planks, and beams we see every day. While modern technology has introduced incredible efficiency and precision, the fundamental principles of breaking down a log have remained consistent for centuries. The goal is always the same: to produce the highest quality and quantity of lumber with the least amount of waste. It all starts with the careful selection and harvesting of trees, which are then transported to the sawmill, ready to be debarked, measured, and prepared for the first crucial cut. Once the logs arrive at the sawmill, the first step is debarking. The bark, along with any embedded dirt, rocks, or debris, must be removed to protect the saw blades from damage and to ensure clean cuts. This is typically done using a mechanical debarker, which rotates the log, while specialized tools or high-pressure water jets strip the bark away. After debarking, the logs are often scanned and measured using advanced laser and computer systems. This technology creates a 3D model of each log, allowing operators to determine the optimal cutting pattern to maximize the yield of valuable lumber and minimize waste. The computer can analyze the log's shape, diameter, and any internal defects to calculate the best way to orient it and make the primary cuts. This initial breakdown of the log into large sections is known as primary sawing and is one of the most important stages in the entire process. The primary sawing is typically handled by a massive piece of equipment called a head saw. There are several types of head saws, including circular saws and band saws, each with its own advantages. A circular head saw uses one or two large circular blades, while a band saw uses a long, continuous band of toothed steel stretched over two wheels. The log is secured to a moving carriage that feeds it through the saw blade. The operator, often guided by the computer's optimal cutting solution, makes a series of initial cuts to square the log, creating a large, rough-edged timber known as a cant. The exterior pieces cut away during this process, called slabs, are often chipped and used for paper pulp, particle board, or fuel, ensuring that very little of the log goes to waste. The quality of these first cuts sets the stage for the entire milling operation, determining the potential of the wood that follows. After the cant is created, it moves on to the secondary sawing stage. Here, the large timber is broken down into smaller, more refined boards and planks. This is often done using a resaw, which is typically a bandsaw designed to slice the cant into multiple boards of a specific thickness. For even more precise and efficient cutting, a gang saw or gang rip saw might be used. This machine is equipped with multiple parallel blades that can cut an entire cant into a set of boards in a single pass. The operator's skill and the precision of the machinery are paramount. At this stage, to ensure the boards are uniform in thickness and have straight, clean edges. The decisions made here determine the final dimensions of the lumber, separating the wood into different grades and sizes based on its quality and intended use. Once the boards are cut to their rough dimensions, they must be edged and trimmed. Edging removes the irregular, wane edges left over from the log's natural curvature, creating boards with parallel, straight sides. This is done by passing the boards through an edger, which has multiple adjustable saw blades. Following edging, the boards are sent to a trimmer. Here, a series of circular saws cut the boards to standard, marketable lengths and remove any defects near the ends, such as splits or knots. This final cutting step ensures that the lumber meets industry standards for size and quality. After trimming, the finished green lumber is sorted by species, grade, and size. The grading process is crucial as it assesses the wood for defects like knots, grain patterns, and other imperfections that affect its strength and appearance, ultimately determining its market value. The final major step before the lumber is ready for sale is drying or seasoning. Freshly cut green lumber contains a significant amount of water, which must be removed to prevent the wood from warping, shrinking, or cracking as it dries naturally. There are two primary methods for drying: air drying and kiln drying. Air drying involves stacking the lumber with spacers to allow for air circulation and letting it dry naturally over several months. While cost-effective, it is a slow process. Kiln drying is much faster and more controlled. The lumber is placed inside a large insulated chamber or kiln where temperature, humidity, and airflow are carefully regulated to dry the wood to a specific moisture content, typically within a few days or weeks. This method produces more stable and consistent lumber. After drying, the wood may undergo a final finishing process called planing, where it is passed through a machine that smooths its surfaces and brings it to its final exact dimensions. From a single log, a vast array of finished wood products is born, ready for the skilled hands of builders and craftsmen. Sawing wood.